Hey. Hi. Hey, Rue. Hey.
Bookie,
Hey,
can you hear me?
Kennedy.
Can you hear me, Shasha?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Does my music sound loud?
I think it's fine.
Hmm.
I think
Okay,
it's
hold on.
good.
Okay.
I think it's good. What's up, boo?
Okay. I'm trying to fix my camera. Just here. Is that better? I think that's better. Okay. Hi, everybody
You,
coming in.
you look so
How is
nice.
everybody? What she say?
I say you look so nice.
Oh, thank you. I thought that was what she said, but I didn't want to get caught up in the moment.
Let me turn this up. Hey, Ebony.
Hi, honey bunny. How
What's
are
up,
you?
baby?
How was your day, boo?
It was great. It was eventful. It was
How was your flight?
eye-opening. My flight was good.
Good. Okay. Good.
A little turbulence at the end, but
Okay.
I was good.
Okay, good.
Hey, official money boy Trey.
Hi, everybody coming in. How was
Yeah, we're
everybody's
just gonna give
day?
everybody a second
Yes,
to
to
get
come
their
in.
life.
How has everybody's day been today?
Well, how was your day?
You know, I had a very, well, I had work to get done. I had spiritual consultations that I'm working on. Um,
Nice.
so, it's been kind of a it's been kind of a chill day. We also, we're moving to Phoenix. So we have pieces and people coming to pick up some of the pieces that we're selling as we, prepare to get out of here and go to the other part of the world. And go to the other part of the world.
To the other side. All
Yes.
right.
So I'm not sure what's happening with my phone, but it went dark. But that's okay. Instagram trying
You
to play
said
with me.
dark.
Yeah, it's like it shut the it's like dimmed. The phone dimmed. My
Did you try to
lighting
double
on
tap
my
it?
phone dimmed. No, it does it from time to time. So I'm just gonna let it be great. It'll come back in. But we had a great
Okay.
day, just relaxing, getting things in order and ready for our move and all that good stuff. So selling pieces, getting pieces ready to sell, and just how the spices work. So it was a great day, and also research, which never
Girl,
stops.
which never stops.
Which never stops. So
Ugh,
it was a great day. It was a good day. These last few days have been very interesting, to say the least.
to say the entire least. Um, so what are we gonna talk about today? First of all, what is in your brew? I don't have a brew
water,
today, but what's in your
water,
brew?
water is in my brew.
I got water too.
That good water is in my brew. No tea today, but if you guys would like to find your tea brews, you can head on over to www.thailandspices.com. We have so
Yes.
many goodies and so many new teas that we just released, so you guys go over there and check it out. But I'm just drinking water, and what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about the foolishness. I want to talk about the things that no one is talking about.
Okay. So, of course, we're doing a decoding workshop
We
this
are
coming
doing the decoding
Sunday,
workshop. Yes,
November the 1st
yes,
at 1:11 p.m.
yes.
Eastern Standard Time. For those that haven't caught that, myself, and my sister Rue, we will be hosting a workshop.
For sure.
So, if you would like to sign up for that, we will be teaching you all how we research and
Yes,
how we decode in order to bring you guys the information that we bring you, whether it's through live, whether it's through our post, whether it's through just interaction with you on a daily basis. Um, we just didn't wake up and find this information lying on the ground. We actually went digging for it.
For sure.
We went
For
digging for
sure.
it.
For sure. And you know what you realize is that when you want to get, especially in the time of where we are now in the world, truth is not just going to fall into your lap and to our laps in this season. It's never, it never has fallen into our lap, especially for melanated beings. If we want information and we want knowledge of self, or we just want the truth of what's happening around us, is something that we're going to have to go out looking for. It's something that we're going to have to go out searching for. And it's unfortunate because you have so many of our people who have this knowledge and who are aware of this knowledge, and it either comes at a cost or there's no real incentive to pass on the information, or let alone engage in the conversations that nobody's having, and just because nobody's having the conversations, it doesn't mean that the shit that's happening is not happening. It's happening.
It's
We're just in
unfolding.
it, and we see it happening again as it relates to the shooting in Philadelphia. Conjuring your energy, trying to conjure for ways to get you riled up, and to get into to awaken your emotion for their
Right.
needs, not even to your own good, rather to your detriment. And we keep coming upon these instances where we have a killing at the hands of the police, and we all go back and we shake our heads and look at each other like, what is happening? How can we stop it? How can we get to real justice and reform? And nobody's having the real conversations about how we get there, because we're interested in everything but correcting our statuses.
Come on now. I think that it's important to understand that we have to look at, just like you said, we have to look at what we aren't talking about, what people aren't talking about, what people aren't addressing. What people aren't addressing, as you said, is status correction.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think the problem is that people are afraid to denounce the very system that
oppresses you,
that has oppressed them, but that has also bred them as well. And so, that goes into the understanding, the overstanding that when you don't correct your status, you are considered chattel.
Come on.
And so, with that being said, the U.S. has bred their chattel into oblivion, into complete abyss, to the point where they don't even realize who they are. They don't realize who they were. And they don't overstand that they don't understand that their ancestors were not fighting for us to be in this situation that we are in now. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that our ancestors, melanated ancestors, we did not fight for equality. We did not fight for unity with the artificial race. We wanted to have our own. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to have our own. And so people are sitting up here saying that our ancestors fought for us to vote. I don't think that that's true. I think a lot of us are misinterpreting what the ancestors are saying and what they've said and what they've left behind for us. We are putting a technological spin on things when our ancestors didn't even have technology. Like the modern technology that we have now, our ancestors didn't have that back then. And so we are alchemizing this information the wrong way. And I think that we are using it in order to support and uplift our own egos going into this said age of Aquarius. Exactly, universal knowledge publications. Our ancestors were self-reliant and self-sufficient.
For sure.
Um,
For
and
sure.
it's funny because somebody just made a comment on CNN about Trump leaving us to fend for ourselves. And see, Trump is the father who
Come on.
wants to see their children to go out on their own and to make a life for their own without having the assistance of the government, without having the assistance of the suppression of the system, right? And so I don't, first of all, I don't vote, so I don't want people to think that I am siding with Trump. I am merely just a spectator on the outside. I'm neutral, okay? Islam, I'm a Moor. I'm neutral. I'm neutral. You know what I'm saying? I'm for myself and for my people, but I also understand the message of having to uphold the Constitution and to make sure that I follow universal law. And what's happening right now is that,
We don't understand law.
yes,
We don't understand law, and we don't have any true desire to understand the real laws of this land outside of the laws that they give us when we're coming up in school. You know,
facts.
they gloss over the Constitution. They pick apart the different parts of the government that they want to teach, that they want you to know about, that they want you to become active in, that they want you to vote on. You know,
That
when you hear people like me, because I know I say it all the time, so I can only speak for myself. But when people hear me say that I don't vote and that you're a fool if you vote, it's because I understand that we don't pick these presidents. We don't pick these presidents. We don't pick any of these government officials. They all stem from a lineage, from a
yes,
blood lineage. All of them.
blood
And the
lineage.
people who are not within the lineage are the few that was groomed perfectly.
Yes.
All they see is America. All they know is America. All they know are the founding fathers that were fed to us. But what about the other motherfuckers that came before them? What about the motherfuckers that wrote the Constitution that wasn't them?
What
And
about them?
then you got to ask, well, if the Constitution is not that important, why are we trying to abolish it? Why are they stripping away our rights every chance that they get? And y'all not thinking nothing about it.
And even though we have a devil, even though we have two wings of the devil that we have to vote between, right?
There's definitely a lesson in it.
There's a lesson in it. And the thing about it is that people will not take their ego away and really listen to what Donald Christ Drumpf is telling y'all.
What's his name?
Donald Christ Drumpf.
That's interesting.
Okay. Very interesting.
Very
Might I add.
mm-hmm.
I the five Negro presidents, yes. What we don't even know the listen. 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 Yes, there were melanated presidents. Anyway, I think that it's important that people really sit back and say, where do I fall in this game?
Come on.
Where do I fall? Where do I have a place in this movement, right? I think what people think is that their place is to vote, that their place is to have their voice heard, and that their place is to pray it away. And the difficulty with that is that we have done this time and time and time and time again. When are we going to get tired of being insane? When are we going to get tired of practicing insanity? When are we going to get tired? Like they said, slavery wasn't enough for y'all.
It wasn't.
Christianity wasn't
It
enough for
wasn't.
y'all. You know what I'm saying? The abuse and killing in the streets wasn't good enough for y'all.
That's still happening. After y'all celebrated Black Lives Matter being painted on the streets. And we said at that time that that was the elevation of Black death.
Yes.
That was the elevation of death to Black bodies. Then
Yes.
Beyonce came out with a documentary / movie called Black is King. And we said again, here is the elevation of Black death.
Yes.
Here is the exaltation of Black death. Because
yes.
we want so much to be Black. We want so much to be under the status of being Black power. They made Black so cool. Okay, they turned Black into a culture. They got y'all binded into stereotypes, shit that y'all don't even know where it came from, but you operating in it. And yeah, you never question about the origin or the root of where it came from because you want to be Black.
So bad.
We told y'all that Black Lives Matter being painted in the streets meant absolutely nothing, and that they will go out again and murder another Black body in the street. They did it 3 more times.
They did it 3 more times. And they're going to do it again.
And they're going to do it again.
They're going to do it again.
And what's interesting is, yesterday when it happened, I posted up that Philadelphia is giving them the energy that they need because nowhere else where they've engaged in ritual of killing a Black body has conjured the energy that they needed to conjure, right? And so we keep seeing these rituals play out because we keep telling y'all everything is ritual. They won't show y'all nothing else. They'll censor everything else, but they'll show a Black nigger being murdered and shot in the head with his brains being slattered. Do you understand what I'm saying? But y'all think that these social sites are for us. Y'all think that they give a fuck about how you feel. They think they made you believe that you have a voice. They gave y'all unions and made you think that you have power in slavery, but you don't hear me.
And the crazy thing about it is that whole situation was played out to a T.
To a T.
It was a whole ritual.
It plays the same exact way every single time.
And every single time, what do people do? What if that was your son? Oh my God. What if that was your daughter? Oh my God. And here we are fighting amongst each other while the same people that shot your son is laughing at your ass.
And no law.
And they know the law.
And no law.
And they know that the reason why they're killing y'all is because you're dead in the system.
Kill us in the streets. That's why they can legally murder us in the street on camera. But they gave the police body cams. But they made them wear body cams.
Body cams.
So y'all know what they did? They said, fuck that body cam. Somebody let them pull a camera out and let's show them how we really feel about this body cam stuff. Let's show them how we really feel. Because in your mind, a body cam protects you. The same way you think that a vote protects you. And ain't none of these presidents done nothing for our community. None of them, including Obama, has done nothing but displace us. But y'all still walking around here talking about Black excellence. How?
There is no Black excellence when Black is dead in the system in the color of law.
By law.
By law, you are considered civil mortis, which is civilly dead.
Exactly. Thank you, universal knowledge. Thank you.
The Dred Scott decision is why we in the political facts. we have to understand that we have not only a
I want to be
religious
black and
spell,
Christian.
we have a religious spell over us. We
Period.
have a political spell over us as well.
Facts.
Y'all, this shit runs deep.
It's
And
so
I
deep.
posted, and we were talking about this. Have you unbaptized yourself?
Yo, when you DM'd me that, let me tell y'all something.
Let me tell y'all something.
You know why I don't care if nobody ever gets on here or ever tell me that I know what I'm talking about? Every single conversation that Sha, myself, and my wife Akila have engaged in over the last 4 years are happening right now.
Right now. We have been talking about
Every
this
one of them.
for years. And I have documentation. And this is not a, ahaha, I told you so.
It's not.
It is a, when are you finally going to listen to me? I'm telling you something for your own good.
Who stockpiled food? Who has started building a storehouse? Making sure that your family has a way to eat. Trump just told you it's going to be a dark winter. You and I said that on our live last week. 2 lives before that. We
Facts.
said
And the Washington Post told y'all that democracy dies in the darkness.
Let's look up democracy. Come on.
Can you believe that?
Let's do democracy because we're gonna go to school tonight. Let's
Go ahead.
Let's study a little bit, y'all.
Go ahead.
So that we can understand.
The Washington Post since 2017. That is when I started Divine Chakras. Ashe. 2017, the Washington Post, their slogan has been, democracy dies in the darkness. I'm going to let y'all really think on that for a second, because this whole darkness thing is a thing.
Ooh, this is deep. Woo! This is why you got to know words.
Etymology.
And why you got to care to look up a word. Because as a sheep, which we all were, well, not myself no more. I've taken myself out of that status. I'm no longer a sheep. But when you operate in the mind of a sheeple, you allow people to speak words to you and over you. And you'll never, ever take a moment to go back and to research, right? I don't care if you don't go into the etymology of it. Go to the definition. Because the words are going to help you to interpret what is being said to you. When your politicians are getting up and speaking in front of you, when your celebrities are getting up and speaking in front of you, when your singers, your favorite artists are getting up and speaking in front of you, when they're telling you to go out and vote and die, and you never use your common sense to say, well, why I got to die?
Why I got to die?
Why?
It's
the death for me. It's the death. It's the involuntary death for me.
It's the curse for me.
Because to tell me to vote or to die is to tell me that you taking away my choice, nigga. Because I can think of 50 other choices besides dying.
Vote or take a walk. Vote or meditate. Vote or smoke.
Let's go to the definition of democracy, because you said,
come on, baby.
Who made the statement? Democracy dies.
The Washington Post, it's their slogan since 2017.
Interesting. And so when we look at the definition of democracy, it says a system of government by the whole population or all the eligible. Y'all heard that word? Eligible. Okay, so that tells you that you got to have some type of right to
status.
Okay.
Yeah,
eligible
some sort of status.
Members of state, typically through elected representatives, right? A state is governed by the democracy. So one must ask, well, who is the democracy? So let's go to the etymology of democracy. And when we go to the etymology of democracy, it says
that's gonna burn.
Government by the people. Not the government.
Not them.
Governs over the people. Not the government decides for the people. Not the government pushing false vaccines onto people forcefully. Not the government shutting down and taking away whatever they want to take away from you whenever they get ready, and killing you whenever they get ready. Democracy is government by the people. Well,
You want to know? Do y'all want to know what your so-called Obama president said? Y'all favorite president? Obama said, and I saw a speech. He said that the people do not have the capacity to govern themselves.
Bitch, I swear to God. I swear to God. Do you remember when we had this conversation and I was telling you about that one speech where I listened to this man basically say and insinuate that we were not smart enough or aware enough to govern? We were that dumb that we need beings outside of us to dictate what you can do, where you can go, what you can eat, what you can take, how you can dress, what you can believe. Because democracy is government by the people. So
Facts.
when you hear a statement, democracy dies in darkness, somebody tell me what that reads, how that reads to you, what that sound like to you. It sounds like snatching away the power
You're
of the
right.
people. Does it not? Okay.
And so because of that, again, people think that democracy is the Republicans versus the Democrats.
Come on.
People think that democracy is going to vote for someone outside of themselves to govern us.
Here we go.
Giving away your power, it goes down to permission. It's like you say all the time.
Come on. Because
we give them permission every day to govern us outside of ourselves. We let them know every day, yes, master, even though you told me that I can govern myself, I don't want to. I still need you to govern for me. What? What? So even if Trump was to tell y'all, okay, you know what? Democracy. We're gonna activate the Constitution, and you guys can go govern yourselves.
And y'all scared of that.
And they're gonna stand there and be like, well, what's the Constitution say? You don't even have a copy of the Constitution so that you can now govern yourself? So maybe Obama is right. Maybe the people don't have the capacity to govern themselves.
They don't. Because the people are so dumbed down. They are so, I don't even know if being asleep is good enough. We're incapacitated. Like, what is the word?
A coma. Incapacitated.
Incapacitated.
Vegetable mind.
Completely. It's not even, we're way past, even the word being awoke and being asleep has become something so trivial and something just so like, it's just something that we say. They play in your face with it now in television. That's how much it means nothing.
Bro, we throw these terms around loosely and we don't know anything about them. Why? How is it like? How do you call yourself black and you don't even know what black is? How do you call yourself African American and your ass is, you don't even know where Africa is? You don't even realize that you're standing on Africa.
Welcome to Morocco, everybody. I know y'all thought that this was wrong, but welcome to Morocco. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah. Welcome to Morocco.
Our pyramids are here, our temples are here. Like, our artifacts are here, our ancestors' blood is here. Are you kidding me? But y'all want to take your little asses over to Ghana. You want to take your asses over to Nigeria.
Exactly. You know why it's so funny that you said that? Because today, that was the exact thought that I was thinking about when I was in the shower. We've been so programmed, even, and you see it, it's because I was listening to a podcast. we see this fetish, this it's become a fetish now of of our people chasing towards, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with African spirituality. Hear me very clearly. Hoodoo was bred here in the Americas.
Facts.
Listen to what I'm saying very clearly. Okay? This is no shot and no shade to none of the African spiritual based systems and practices out here. But we have made it a fetish, especially us in America, where we chasing after so many things outside of us that seem exotic, that look exotic, that sound exotic, that got a strange tongue to it, so you want to speak it, but you don't never go and research the words or do any type of research about where it came from and when it was bred and who gave it to you. And it's going to hurt a lot of y'all feelings to find out that even a lot of your spiritual, African spiritual systems is still connected to some white man. Okay? Still. So while you chasing for something outside of you, the fucking magic is on this land. That's why they want us off of it. It's here.
It's
The
here.
magic that you've been looking for, the strange tongues, all the esoteric magic and sciences where other places have got it from, it came from here. Your ancestors that walked these lands.
That's why I say, forget what your African ancestors, forget that. Like, we don't tap into our Mayan ancestors.
Bruh.
We don't tap into our Aztec ancestors.
Our own
We
black
don't tap
ancestors, none of them.
none of them.
And that's where a lot of cultures are getting their prophecies from. Are y'all high?
That's where we found out that the Mayan calendar ended at when? They're using the Mayan calendar still in Ethiopia. The original calendar in Ethiopia is based off of the Mayan calendar. But nobody wants to talk about their Mayan ancestors. We want to talk about Ifa. We want to talk about Santeria. We want to talk about everything but what it is.
And the omens are here. Y'all don't understand. And that's not to say that spirit is not speaking in these places. Spirit is speaking everywhere, in every land, in every tongue, to every being that has an ear to hear. Spirit is speaking. Okay, and as much as spirit is speaking in these African-centered lands, spirit is speaking here. How do I know? How do I know?
How do I know?
Because spirit is speaking in insects. What was it last week? Spirit brought the lanternfly. Let's just talk about the lanternfly because I feel like it's important with where we are right now. The lanternfly first arrived in the northern Jersey or the south part of Jersey, but I believe it was the north part of Jersey in 2014. Okay, you and I already know the significance of that 4 number and how that 4 energy is connected to America, to the United States, and how the United States really utilizes that numerology of 4 in all of their rituals and everything that they do here, right? Because in everything, in every day, ritual is happening. But y'all don't understand that yet, but we do, right? And so the lanternfly showed up here in 2014, and we heard murmurs of it being an infestation here and there. And then it resurfaced again around, I believe it was last year. It really started to resurface again, and the call started to be put out from the news and from the government officials that when you see the lanternfly, to kill it on sight, to kill its eggs, to kill anything that looks like it, to just kill it. And it was taking over Philadelphia, and it was taking over parts of Jersey. I had never seen it here in Jersey yet, but it was allegedly
I'm going to put a picture up while you're talking.
Thank you, baby. And so last week, me and Shy, we have been in research, deeply in research, and just decoding a lot of what we see is happening around us. and a lot of what we see is happening within our government, because there are conversations that are being had within our government, and that happens through television that we are not hearing. It's in your music and you're not hearing it, right? And so the lantern fly shows up at our house 8:44
I
last
say,
week. My wife goes outside, Akila, to do something, and she looks down and she says, "There's a butterfly outside." And so myself and my wife, we understand insect totems and the messages. And whenever we get things that we deem as signs or symbols, we go and we look it up immediately. And so I go outside and I go to look down, and I see it, and it was very colorful. But my first thought was that that's not a butterfly. And so I take pictures and video of it, and then I go away. We go about our day, and then sometime either later that day or the following day, I go to research, what it was, and to look it up, and it was a lanternfly, right? And so I say, this is the thing that's been around Philadelphia, but I never paid too much attention to it because I haven't seen it anywhere. And so the lanternfly, I go to research it, and this video pops up of this young lady from 2018, and she's speaking about the spiritual symbolism of the lanternfly. And
come
it
on, sis.
floored me because the conversation that she was having in 2018 is the exact same things that Shy and myself have been saying on our lives consistently. Get your affairs in order. And
Look,
what's very
see it,
interesting,
report it.
exactly. And what's interesting is that, hold that picture there. If you guys look at it for a second, you can see the 4 stages of the lanternfly. You see 4, there's that number 4 again, right? What is the significance of the 4? Well, where else do we find 4? Well, if we look in the Bible and we look in Revelations, there's a clear distinction of 4 horsemen. Oh, Spirit, I see you. Because
Come on,
even
baby.
as I'm looking at it, Sha, remember the picture that you sent me? And it was a combination of a Shara, the star goddess, was showing it with the picture with Michael
Yes.
Jackson. And she was
Yes. Let me pull it up.
describing how it's in our face, and the communication and the symbols and the messaging are in our face, and we can't see it. So when we say that we are in the times of revelation, we are in the times of revelation, and it's playing out before us, right? That's why I keep feeling the need to say to y'all that if a man have an ear, let him hear what Spirit is saying to the churches. And the churches were not the physical church houses. The church houses were the bodies. It was the vessel. It was you. It was time. It was going to be when the activation came, this ascension, this rapture that we think that we were waiting for, and that we've been taught to wait for, and this Jesus Christ figure that will show up, which is really that pineal gland that will come awakened. Okay, when we're talking about these things, and we're breaking down the Bible, we have to get out of the religious way of looking at it, and we have to start breaking down the coding that's in it. What is it saying? Right? And in this message, if you look at this picture very clearly, you see all the same 4 colors that we saw in the lantern fly, right? The same 4 stages. What are those stages in the Bible of the 4 horsemen? We had the black horse, the white horse, the red horse, and the pale horse. And what was very interesting is that the lantern fly goes through 4 stages.
I'm going
It
to go back.
first starts off as white, then it shifts to red, then to black, and then the last color is pale. That's the last color that it shifts to. And so when the lantern fly showed up at our door, it was dead, which I thought was very interesting. And so when I went to research and begin to break down the message and the symbolism of the lanternfly, here's what I discovered. Okay. Authorities consider the lanternfly a pest. So it's a pest. We look at a lot of insects as being pests. And so when we look at the etymology of pest, it breaks down to plague, pestilence, epidemic disease, deadly, contagious disease, accursed, destructive. Then bane, which I didn't know what bane meant, and so I needed to go and research it. And when I looked up the etymology of bane, it was killer, slayer, murderer, worker of death, the devil, that which causes, guys, this is pest. This is
Come
just
on.
the etymology of the word pest.
Come
That
on.
which causes death and destruction, that which causes ruin or woe. Okay, we're talking about the lanternfly. I need y'all to
Yes.
walk with us here. Okay, get out of
Come on.
your mind, get out of what it is that you think you know, and let's really begin to break down the symbolism and how you break down the symbolism when spirit is communicating with you the same way that spirit is communicating with us. The difference is that we are going after and researching that which is being given to us, right? And in everything that we've researched, we see the parallel playouts happening within our government,
Yeah. They
within
playing y'all like a
the
fiddle.
music industry, with being in, if you're in the acting industry, it's everywhere. These are the four stages, right? And so why are the lantern flies so deadly? Well, they go to the trees and they're mainly attracted to landscapes. So like to large landscapes or crops, large crops, right? They devastate, they eat it. I don't think y'all understand.
I
They
don't think they hear us.
devastate. Wherever they touch, they're going to devastate and bring devastation. Y'all heard the word. Deadly, contagious, pestilence, a curse. This is a spiritual. We are no longer operating in the mundane of things. We are now we've always been in the spiritual, but we have entered into another level of operating and understanding the things of spirit, because it's going to help you get to safety when this thing hits full. Okay?
Maya,
So
it
what does the
literally,
lanternfly do? The lanternfly goes to the trees or to wherever they are, and they pierce the bark of the tree to suck out the sap of the tree and leaving the tree exposed. So now that the tree is exposed, it's oozing its own sap that the lanternfly left behind. And the sap that the lanternfly left behind is now going to attract parasitic insects. Do y'all hear? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? They're going to attract parasitic insects that is going to cause decay to the tree, or to whatever it is that the lanternfly is attracted to, is going to decimate it,
including crops.
including crops. Okay? So when we look at the etymology of sap, what does sap mean? Dig a trench towards the enemy's position. Dig a trench towards the enemy's position. What is America's greatest position and greatest asset? The land. Being able to farm, being able to grow, being able to take away from farmers. If it wasn't for the farmers, America wouldn't eat. Period. They would suffer. You wouldn't have food in your grocery stores. You wouldn't have meat on your tables. You wouldn't have vegetables. You wouldn't have fruit. It is the farmers that keep America alive. Period. So if the crops go, what do you think go next? So if the lanternfly has shown up in America,
Come
coming
on.
from, as they say, somewhere in China or somewhere over there, if it's shown up here in the Americas, and the etymology of sap is to build, to dig a trench. So we're not even building, we're digging. That means that we're going into the surface of a thing. That means that we're hitting the root of a thing. That sounds like nature is getting to the root of the problem.
Nature is telling y'all what fucking time it is.
They're telling us what time it is, right? So let's go, because Set gets deep. As I continue to study the word Set, Set comes up in three different languages, translating into the same word, spade, right? Which is the symbol that you find on your playing cards, is a spade. One of the most notable attributes to the spade is death and transformation. Okay, and the word
Yep.
Set translates in three different languages: Spanish, Italian, and Latin. I
Hmm.
even hear the Trinity. I heard Spirit say Trinity and Trinity.
Trinity.
Three different languages. They all translate into spade, which translates into death and transformation. Set means to weaken or to destroy insidiously. It means it's built on the notion of draining the vital set. What do we hear Trump say all the time? I'm draining
Drain
the
the swamp.
swamp. I'm training the swamp. And here we see an insect that has shown up to say, I'm draining the vital sap. Spirit said, look up the etymology of vital.
Come on, Vital.
Ooh, this is deep.
This is deep.
I am draining the vital sap. If we know nothing about this realm, we understand that manifesting 855 is one of the main things that we see happening. Manifestation is a form of alchemy, is it not? Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
Okay, it's alchemy, right? So the etymology of vital, of or manifesting life, of or belonging to life. Did y'all hear what I said?
Repeat that.
One of the etymology of Set, one of the definitions of Set is draining the vital sap. America's greatest, their sap, their milk and honey has been the land. Profiting off of the land, going and conquering lands that don't belong. This has been their sap. This has been their milk and honey. It hasn't been milk and honey for the rest of us. Before America, it's been milk and honey. And there's been a lot of people and places that's connected to America that have benefited from this sap, from this glorious sap. And here the lanternfly has come to say, we are draining the vital sap. And the etymology of vital is manifesting life. We are draining the possibility of manifesting life into this beast. Life into what is collapsing, is falling.
Your free will is being drained.
Lantern is light, is lamp, is lantern, is torch, is showing you the way. The lantern is trying to come to tell you, look at what's in front of you. Warning always came before destruction. And so to me, we said 4 years ago that when it was time for us to move, there 9 people are in the room, 9, completion.
Ashe.
We said years ago that the necessity to tap in was going to be very important, because Spirit was going to be able to communicate with us to tell us where to go and what direction to go, who to connect to, how much to let go in order for you to get there, right? How to move, how to think, what to grab, how to prepare, right? Because we're in the Spirit. Yes. Jesus is not telling you what's happening. Listen to what I'm saying. Your preachers are not telling you what's happening. Your politicians are double speaking, and they're talking over you. And Spirit is sending creatures. They are sending messages to let us know what time it is. The lanternfly translates very simple. Destruction. The lanternfly showed up 2 days. The first day, it was dead. The second day it showed up, it was alive. The resurrection has begun.
Facts.
The rapture of this thing has begun. And it ain't no other way to say it. It ain't no other way to get on here and to say prepare. It ain't no other way to get on here and to say, y'all got to get your affairs in order. Y'all got to understand what's happening. Get the bag and chase the bag all you want to, but have your affairs in order. Understand what time it is and what time is not. And that's all I got to say.
I want to read about the four horsemen. Just a small excerpt on exactly what we're dealing with here.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, most Christians don't read their own Bible. So we have to really break this down. So the four horsemen of the apocalypse, usually referred to as the four horsemen, are figures in Christian faith appearing in the New Testament's final book, Revelation, an apocalypse written by John of Patmos, as well as in the Old Testament's prophetic book of Zechariah and the book of Ezekiel, where they are named as punishments from God. Okay, so Revelation 6 talks about a book/scroll in God's right hand that is sealed with 7 seals. The Lamb of God/Lion of Judah opens the first of these 7 seals, which summons 4 beings that ride out on white, red, black, and pale horses.
Yo.
Which is to Zechariah, they are described as the ones who the Lord has sent to patrol the earth, causing it to rest quietly. Ezekiel lists them as sword, famine, wild beasts, and plague.
Come on.
In John's Revelation, the first horseman is on a white horse carrying a bow and given a crown, riding forward as a figure of conquest, perhaps invoking pestilence, Christ, and or Antichrist. The second carries a sword and rides a red horse and is the creator of war. The third is a food merchant riding upon a black horse, symbolizing famine. The fourth and final horse is a pale green, and upon it rides death, accompanied by Hades. They were given authority over a quarter of the earth to kill with sword, famine, and plague, and by means of the beasts of the earth. The Christian apocalyptic vision is that the four horsemen are to set a divine end time upon the world as harbingers. I'm gonna look that up, of the last judgment. And I posted the judgment card today.
Mm-hmm. You did.
With Apollo sounding the trumpet.
Yes. Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
That the number of the horsemen is 4 is important. Did we just say this?
Come on.
That number of the horsemen is 4.
Come on.
Is important. 4 is the number associated with creation. Or an example, the 4 living creatures or the earth, the 4 winds in the book of Revelation, on the significance of 4s and Revelations, and then we see the biblical numerology.
Yes.
And then it goes into each individual horse. This is all on Wikipedia. I mean, you can look this up. It's not like I'm digging it out of the middle of the Hebrew Bible. It's literally on Google. So I kind of wanted to talk about again the 6th seal.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to tap back into that really quick because I think that we now know what time it is. And we now understand the importance of not only getting our affairs in order, but also getting our minds right.
Come on.
For what we're about to see.
Come on.
What we're about to experience. And what we're about to lose. Because there's going to be a lot of loss. There's going to be a lot of losses. There's going to be a lot of detaching that has to be done. Okay. I did a video on this, but the other day they did the moon announcement.
Yes.
And there was a lot of codes in that. And I posted that information. And I promise you, everybody that I sent that video to, everyone was like, what does this mean? Nobody saw it. Nobody understood. People were like, what does this mean? I don't get it. And I'm like, bruh, I have a whole page of notes right here. On that day is the day that the shooting happened with Walter Wallace in Philadelphia.
Where it all began.
Where it all began.
Okay. And if y'all don't know where it all began, that means that you should be out there researching what all began in Philadelphia.
People don't know their history. What did we say Philadelphia was established when?
What did we say?
1867? 18
yes,
something?
On the 27th.
Philadelphia's birthday.
Hold on.
We have to understand that your government is using the very information that they give y'all to study. They're using it to manipulate you. They're using it to control you. And they're going to use it to kill you. And I need y'all to hear me.
And I don't know how clear she can say it than that.
Y'all have to understand when the seventh seal is
October the 27th. Isn't that interesting that it's in October? October the 27th, 1682. So we're talking about ritual. Using that energy to continue to establish their reigns and their power in that part of the world. These are
You said 1682?
Yes, 1682. October.
So that's 338. So that's 5. So Philadelphia's 338 years. That's 5 changes, transformation.
Yep.
The U.S. is in their Pluto return and their Saturn return right now.
For the next 7 years, Pluto for the next 7 years.
Yes.
So,
and if you don't know what Pluto,
that alone, shit.
That alone should tell you what time it is.
You know, I just honestly want for us to just not repeat these cycles and to really come into the understanding of what is happening. Even if you don't understand it fully, to get out of your ego and thinking that you know it all or you got this shit figured out.
Bruh.
The truth of it is that ain't none of us got this shit figured out. We're remembering.
Yes, we're remembering.
We're coming into.
We're not learning. We are remembering. We're not learning anything.
No.
We taught these motherfuckers this shit.
Can you say that again? Because I don't think I understand.
We taught them motherfuckers this shit. We taught them spirituality. We taught them alchemy. We taught them physics. We taught them how to bathe, how to eat.
So if it's politicians in your face or activists in your face and they ain't talking nationality, you're an agent as far as I'm concerned. Or you are completely unaware. And there's no way that any of us can be unaware in 2020.
It's 2020 vision. Really quick, I also want to touch on this discovery of the Aquarius the age of
Oh yes,
Aquarius.
because I thought that was very interesting.
Yes. So me and Rue were chopping it up one night, and I'm like, you know, I'm really confused as to why we throw these terms around loosely. Why we just say stuff. You know, black people, we just get on the bandwagon and we just say, "Oh, it's the age of Aquarius. Hey." And it's like, okay, etymology.
Hmm.
What is the etymology of Aquarius? Now, what we have to first see, and this is why we've been studying for so long. So I can put stuff together in my mind because I've studied and I know things. But for somebody who is just coming into this knowledge, they think that the age of Aquarius is the best fucking thing smoking.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'm here to
and
let
I
you
think we
know
all do. Even I can say that I didn't really understand more
fully.
deeper into it, or should I say the origin of where what it's really rooted in. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to tell you.
Until we did research.
So we're gonna do the etymology. Look, you guys, Google. I am not doing nothing crazy tough here. I am just Googling stuff. So we're looking up the online etymology dictionary of Aquarius. So I'm not looking at the adjective. I'm looking at the noun or the verb, I should say. Okay, so here we go. Aquarius, faint constellation and 11,
Here we go. Mhm.
zodiac sign, late Old English from Latin Aquarius, literally water carrier. Properly an adjective pertaining to water. The water pourer. The old Greek name of this constellation is called the water pourer. So let's scroll down. Okay. This is where the meat and the potatoes is, right here.
9/11. Mm-hmm.
Ashe.
We already
I know. Aquarians were a former Christian sect. Let me say that again,
say it loud
because y'all
for the
didn't hear me.
people in the back.
Y'all didn't hear me. Aquarians were a former Christian sect that used water instead of wine at the Lord's Supper.
I think that's fascinating. I think you should repeat that again.
Aquarians were a former Christian sect that used water instead of wine at the Lord's Supper.
Mm, interesting.
Aquarian age alluded to from 1913 is an astrological epoch based on precession of equinoxes.
Mm.
Supposed to have begun in the 20th century, though in one estimate, 1848, embodying the traits of this sign and characterized by world peace and human brotherhood.
Oh, tell us more.
It would last approximately 216 years, or excuse me, 2,160 years, which is 9.
But we know they added 30 years to the Gregorian calendar, so we know that that's not even accurate. But proceed.
That's not really accurate. The term and the concept probably got a boost in popular from the rock song Age of Aquarius back in 1967. All right.
Mm.
So we've been riding this wave of the Age of Aquarius, but just like I said before, 11 people in here, Ashe, energy does not die and it's not created, it's only transferred. The God Squad is canceled. Church is over. There's no
Dead
more
in the
church.
water.
They've
Dead in the
killed
water.
Jesus. Jesus is dead.
They've killed your rituals. They've killed your church houses. They crucified him at this stage in the game.
At this point. And so what is the Age of Aquarius doing? Nothing more than ushering in a new form of their religion.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is there's a duality to everything. We do live in a world of universal law.
Yes.
So with the Aquarian age will come technology. There will come a new earth. There will come new ideas. There will come, people coming together in unity. But in this season right here, right now, It is destruction.
And it's
How are you?
some shit that probably a lot of us never thought that we would see in our lifetimes. And that's what I've realized, why it's so scary for people to engage in these conversations and to sit with people like this. And it also brings me in, and it allows me to reflect on our revolutionaries that are no longer with us. You know, our revolutionaries that were taken out, you know, by the powers that be, that is, you know, your American government. I reflect on how hard it must have been, you know, to get our people to understand politics during that time, to care about law during that time. We're not voting for anybody because we don't vote. And so I reflect on how a lot of some of the revolutionaries who were really about that life that were taken out, how difficult it must have been and isolating. You know what I'm saying?
That
And how people only admire your works when you're a revolutionary, when you're dead. They're only going to take your peacemakers' actions and apply them to you as a way of how you should be and think and receive insidious treatment. You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all should be sick of slave movies. Y'all should be sick of them calling you niggers in movies for the sake of a goddamn role. I know I'm sick of it.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of them referring to us as blacks. I'm sick of them referring to us as colored folk. I'm
And I'm
sick of
sick
them
of our
referring to us,
people going along with the shit.
and I'm sick of y'all voting.
For
And
real.
I'm sick of y'all thinking that everything is so damn emotional.
Yes. I wish that our people would take their feelings out of understanding why nationality is important. They're going to continue to murder you in the streets. But I can't put up on my post on Instagram and say that the only thing, they only have one job: to murder niggas in the street and get y'all riled up. I can't say that on Instagram, but they can show a black man's brains being blown out at the hands of one of them. And y'all still think this thing is a game. And y'all think that
And
y'all feelings
but
got
they won't let
anything
you
to
post
do with
nigga.
it. Our feelings ain't got nothing to do with it. Being black is going to get you killed.
Bruh, they let me put that video on my story, sis, with no problem.
You're not going, because they don't care. That's trauma to us. They want us to see ourselves dying. They don't show
But you
that with
can't
no
put nigga
other
on
race.
there.
When they would
But you can't
show
put nigga on there.
when they would show people being murdered overseas, across countries, with Iran and them and that war, when they would show them people being decapitated, they will blur that shit out. They will blur it. They don't blur that out with our people. They want you to see it. They want you to become so desensitized to it that you fall in line, that you don't question, that you go along with it, that you shut your mouth, that you don't make a fuss, that you get out there and you vote or you die, and you don't ask no questions, and you don't demand nothing. You just
Ain't
shut
that
up,
what Jesus
be
told
a
you?
good nigger, and you fall in line. That's it. Be
Ain't
black,
that what
be
Jesus
a
told you?
Negro, be African American, be whatever you want to be. Be whatever you want to be. Be exotic, be foreign, be whatever you want to be. Because one thing that they are giving you guys in regurgitation right now, or giving us, is free will. And they're still distorting what you think free will is. And you're not even choosing freely for yourself. You're choosing a program. You're choosing what you've been programmed to choose. So when people like us start having conversations, people, they look at us like these bitches lost their mind.
We're delusional.
They not shaking their ass. Ain't nobody twerking. It ain't stick nothing in the back of my throat. If we was on here talking that dumb shit, this room would be filled. So that's why they okay murdering our people in the street, because y'all rather get out there and riot and tear up the neighborhoods and march and protest instead of correcting your nationality and your status and understanding law and knowing that to be black legally is to be dead. You have no rights. It ain't no, you don't stand trial. They put niggas in jails. That's where they put
Yeah.
niggas. Why they got your activists sitting in front of you telling you to get out there and vote, but they ain't asking for nothing. And let's at least Cube asked for something. At least Ice Cube told y'all to ask for something and to demand something.
But y'all still want to vote.
It's telling y'all to get out there and vote or die. What type of shit is that?
Yo, Diddy told us that how many years ago? They've been saying vote or die. They've been saying vote or die. But y'all still want to get on the campaign to vote. And then you want to vote the lesser of the two evils.
Y'all not tired of that shit? Y'all not tired of them giving y'all criminal for criminal and saying just pick the better criminal. And you ain't gonna
like
get nothing out of it, but just pick the better criminal.
This lady I know, she was like, but I have to vote. I have to vote. I mean, what I have to exercise my vote, my right to vote. I have to. I say you don't have to do a damn thing.
Vote. Go out there and vote. Do and use your voice and exert your power the way that you feel that you need to exert your power. Understand though that for every action there is a consequence.
Universal law. It's not going to go away. And I saw somebody on here said that they're sick of hearing this. I'm sick of talking about it. But guess what? This is the mission that
talking about it is going to do. What do we?
Yeah.
I'd be really interested in knowing what not talking about it does. Should we just talk about what money and manifesting? Should we just get on here and give y'all spells to go home and to figure out how to keep your nigga and how to make your bitch submissive? Is that what we should be doing? Should we get on here and pull a fucking card? Like, is that what we should do? Should we get on here and pull a fucking card? Should she get on here and show y'all how to fix a fucking candle? Should I get on here and tell y'all how to fix a fucking bath? Would that be more pleasing to your spirit? Would that be more pleasing to you? Would that allow you to get shit done? Is that gonna make your children safe come 2021? No, it's not. Should we talk about what's going on in the gossip world? Should we talk about what was going on in the Forex market? Should we talk about what should we be talking about right now? I need somebody to help me understand what we should be talking about right now.
I'll get on here and read some scriptures and give y'all some holy teachings. How about that?
What types of conversations should we be having with each other in 2020 and 2020? What should we be doing? Should we be telling y'all to wait on it and that it's gonna get better? Should we tell y'all to I don't know, go get on your knees and say a few more prayers? Like, I don't know, because you could take all the spiritual baths you want, and you can light all the candles that you want, and you can say all the prayers that you want, and that don't mean a motherfucking thing if you black.
If you black, because they still gonna kill your ass in the street.
It don't mean a motherfucking thing. And I don't give a fuck about how you feel about it. All the hoodoo and the voodoo and the Ifa ain't got us out of the situation that we in. And we not saying everybody go and declaring your nationality is gonna make shit better either. But I think that we should try something different. Don't y'all think that we should maybe look at the law and maybe kind of consider? Because your politicians know law. That's why they don't want y'all to know law.
Yes. I'm sorry, Denise. I can't get with nobody who don't know themselves. I can't get with nobody who don't have a nationality.
Period.
I can't get with nobody who don't know what's going on.
That's your
liability.
You
Like,
could get myself and my family killed because by law, if you riding with me in my car and I get pulled over for some dumb shit, legally I can defend myself and my wife by law.
by law.
You, I can't. So should I leave you to the wolves and just be like, well, let me know how shit work out for you. But I know my rights. And I know by law, you are property to them.
You're a liability.
And they can do what they want with you. They can do whatever they want with you because you're property. Just read the Christian Black codes. Just take 10 minutes tonight and just read the first 4. Take 10 minutes tonight, right? And just read what the Christian Black codes meant for Black people or for what you consider Black people. Just take 10 minutes tonight. And
And
then
then
come
10 minutes
back and tell
tomorrow,
us
read the King Alfred plan.
exactly, and read King Alfred's plan. And then I want somebody to come back to us and tell us what else we should be talking about.
Okay. I want to address this real quick.
Go ahead.
So, first of all, shout out to Dumadim because, baby, I got my pieces
Oh, that's
in.
beautiful.
You see the Baphomet?
Gorgeous. That's
See these
gorgeous.
motherfuckers. They don't know about this shit right here. But look, so I want to address the 4X about Moors, talking about 4X. Moors being on all different types of time frames right now. This is my bath piece that he made me. Okay.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's so
He made
beautiful.
this for me.
Look
and I have another one.
Look how we're so amazing, yo.
And I want to do a giveaway with this one.
We are so amazing. You should do it at the
So we're gonna
at the decoding class. Do it at your
definitely
decoding class. That's beautiful.
But look, so he brought up a great point because he says, is there a common Moor platform? Some talking about 4X, some forming a government. So what is the deal? What we have to understand is this. Unfortunately, like I was saying earlier, a lot of us are misinterpreting what our ancestors are saying or have said and have left us. Just like, think about it, the Bible. People misinterpret the Bible all the time. People put their own spin on the Bible all the time. People put their own words in the Bible. Hell, fucking your boy King James rewrote the whole goddamn Bible shit.
Every day, baby.
And made it to fit his ego and what he wanted for his particular agenda, right?
And
so it's
Christians
the
do
same
thing
thing
every day. Y'all pick and
It's the
choose
same.
what y'all want to apply to your lives. And then the other things that y'all don't want, y'all condemn the people who do it. That's a Christian's lifestyle. That's what y'all do.
Yes. And so what we have to understand is we have Moors that have, you got to understand, like we have Moors who don't know spirituality and don't know esoteric stuff. They don't know esoteric knowledge. And I know because I know a lot of Moors who don't know any of this spiritual stuff that I know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't make me better than them, but it makes me more well-rounded.
Yeah.
And what that means is that I'm able to see the bigger picture instead of seeing just tunnel vision more.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be balanced. And just knowing about only Moorish nationality, you are now just, so now you're losing the aspect of spirituality. This is why I love being neutral. I don't even practice Islam. A lot of our Moorish family, they practice Islam. I don't practice Islam.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is this. Just fucking claim your nationality. Period. No one said that you have to follow a particular clan. No one said that you have to follow a particular doctrine. No one said that you have to do anything but just follow the Constitution and the law and the treaty. That's it.
Yeah. You
follow what is written.
Yeah. Study the law.
And then there's going to be a time where we can form our own
Yeah.
sex based on where we end up.
Yep.
Because a lot of us are going to be displaced.
Yeah.
A lot of us are going to have to move.
Yeah.
A lot of us are going to have to uproot and recreate and restart somewhere else and reset.
Yes. That's why Spirit was saying for those 3 or 4 years to stock food, build a storehouse, prepare your surroundings, prepare your mind, figure out a way to protect yourselves. You know, everything shut down. We're about to go into winter and we have no idea what's coming.
It's going to be a dark winter and the red wave is coming.
And that's what our government officials told us. They told us that.
And here's the thing. Y'all have to, and we're going to talk about this in the decoding class, and how we're going to talk about how we decode and how we figure these things out. But y'all have to listen. You have to listen to what these people are saying, because they're talking in code.
They are.
Just like how the moon announcement, when people were like, I didn't get it. And I'm like, what? What? That's when I prompted me to say, I need to do a decoding class, because decoding will save your fucking life. If you don't know how to decode, just like you broke down that whole lantern fly, the lantern fly,
Mm-hmm.
we decoded that shit in 30 minutes. And a motherfucker would just walk by. What did Achilles say? That's a pretty butterfly.
Mm-hmm. And I think
You know what I'm saying?
of it. And
Didn't think
that
nothing
goes
of
to
it.
show you how unaware we are to our reality, how detached we are to what's happening, how detached we are to spiritual matters and to spiritual things. We understood animal totems and insect totems. We understood that the universe communicated with us and was always in constant communication with us with everything. We were able to look at the waters and to see it's missing something. The water is poor. We were able to look at the trees and to tell that the trees weren't sick. That they were sick. We could look around us and see the medicine that will come up when we need it. The medicine that we would need to heal our bodies. And then we don't even recognize it anymore. We look at the weeds that grow around our house and we cut them. Or we put poison on it to kill it. We don't go research the weed to find out why it's growing. Why did this weed pop up around my house? Well, what is the weed? What is the weed for? Is it medicinal? Can you use it medicinally? Can you use it for spiritual work? We had a whole plant come up over here on the side of our house called Datura. And I had never seen the plant around here. And it just came up one day on the side of our house. And it was this little spiky thing. And so I went to research it. And the first information that I found about it was that it could be used in a tincture for rheumatoid arthritis. Well, why was that important? We had just started to begin developing ourselves as herbalists. These plant beings will speak to us. Nature will speak to us. Nature is speaking to us. We were able to look up at the skies and to determine what was happening and what time it was before we needed some man outside of us to tell us it's 10 o'clock. We didn't need that. Oh, it's Easter. What is that?
Even with and I sent you the cross in the sky, the crux constellation.
Yes.
We knew when the.
Go ahead, boo.
No, I'm just saying, like, even the stars, like the planets, the positionings of the moon, the sun, we could literally see in the skies.
Yes.
That is the first map.
Yes.
And yes, the cross is in the sky. They did not come up with the cross.
That's why
that shit was already there.
That's why Beyonce told y'all, find your way back. It's a big, big world, but you got it, baby. Find your way back. She was in the universe. She was among the stars. She wasn't here in your mama's house. She wasn't in no mansion in Beverly Hills. She was in the stars. She was among the universe. We are that.
We are that.
We're looking for
And
these things
and as a
outside of
Moor,
us,
guess
but
what?
we're
Guess what?
that.
And guess what a Moor is? A Moor is a part of the land.
Yes.
It is in the law book. As a Moor, you are the land.
Mm-hmm.
The reparations are in the land.
Come on. Come on.
It's not in the money.
Come on. It's not
It's
in the
not in the
sky.
market. It's not in the stock market. The reason why they don't want you to be on the land is because you are the land. And when you take the people out of the land, what do you have left? A free-for-all.
Bruh. Bruh.
But guess what, bruh?
We are going to be transformed, and we are being forced to transform, whether we like it or not. It's not about our feelings. You know, it's time to start having real conversations and getting out of the conversations that celebrities are having, or people that are famous, or your politicians, because y'all think that those conversations matter, you know, and to an extent they matter, but we have to become learned. We have to become more aware that there's knowledge outside of the knowledge that your celebrities that are leading us tells us to go out there and to search for. You know, it's more outside of the being Jesus. Is we bring up Jesus so much because he is the collective deity that governs this existence right now during this time.
Over the consciousness of the people.
You understand what I'm saying? He is what is embedded into the people. So we have to speak about it. So even the unbaptizing yourself is even a powerful action to do. It's powerful. It's the unbinding of the self.
Cutting the cord from Jesus, bruh.
Yes. Cutting the cord from religion, cutting the cord of indoctrination, releasing it, and giving yourself permission to pick up your own perspective, your own understanding, your own relationship with the universe. Even in the movies and things, they show us what's true. They show you what's most important. Look at the most common shows on Netflix and the movies. They're showing you guys, they're trying to grow you up, but they're trying to grow you up in their way. Still.
Yes.
We gotta come out of this infancy stage of understanding life and how we understand what's happening. We have been stunted in this place for a very long time. And it's time for us to just consciously begin to make the choice to see in totality, to not just see in the aspects of gaining. We have to adapt these tools. We have to pick up these new understandings and take on these new positions. Because when this world collapses, not when, as this world is collapsing, we have to have beings to pick up the pieces, or who know how to pick up the pieces. Or if you can't pick up the pieces, how to put together your own, how to create your own and push forward. Because that's what we're doing. We're going to watch. I know that we're going to watch a lot of this play out, but it will not touch us. It will not touch us because spirit, we have been obedient to what spirit has been saying to us. We have been obedient in chasing after what it is that we are being sent to. And it has all added up. And it will all continue to add up. But you have to know in the season. You got to know. And that's not to say to chase after whatever it is that you should so desire to have, to obtain the resources that you need. Chase after those things, but understand the origin. And if your oppressor is excited about it, I just feel like we should consider it, whatever it may be. If your oppressor is pushing you towards it and is gummy and chummy about it, we should consider it. We should consider it. We should consider these conversations. We should have these conversations because they're difficult and they're hard to have. And nobody wants to catch a strike. And nobody wants to be shadow banned. And as long as we continue to do that, their technology will warp us into what they so desire. And your voice will be snatched away. The first stage has begun with the mask.
Yes. Yes.
It's begun
I
on a
can't
physical
breathe.
level. That means that it's programming your subconscious. I give thanks that it's not in my subconscious. Because every time that we leave our house and we have to go somewhere and we get out of the car to go about our way, we got to stop and say, oh shit, our mask.
I forgot my damn
It's
mask.
not in the subconscious. The programming has not rooted. I just want us to see a thing for a thing. And I really hope that y'all join us for this decoding class, because being able to decode in this season is going to be crucial. And that's not to say
It will literally
to
save your
make
life.
everything go away. And it's not to say that to decode it is to like, ah, ha, ha, we got you. We got you. That's not what it is. But it's to help you navigate through the bullshit, helping you to navigate through the waters until order is restored back to whom it belongs. The goal is to not get out here and to die in the streets. That's not the goal. That's never been the goal.
Nope.
The goal is never to say, it has never been to say, get out here and fuck the law. We are the law. We operate in law. We created the law. The law started with us. The law is us. I, self-law, and master Islam. When you hear more say that, to my understanding, that is what we are saying to each other. What I acknowledge, I, self-law, and master. So if I am law, that means that I have to honor the laws of the land. But you cannot honor what you do not know. And they can violate what you do not know.
Facts. Ignorance. They say ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss only to the enemy. Only to your enemy it is. Only to your oppressor it is.
That part. That part. We have a full
So yeah.
moon. We have a full moon in what, Shy? We have a full moon when? Friday? Is it Saturday? And that's also Halloween.
The full moon is on Saturday. The blue moon, and it's going to be in Taurus.
Govern yourselves. Okay? Just govern yourselves. And root yourselves.
I'm gonna say this.
Ritual.
If I were you, I would not be on the streets. I wouldn't be on the streets.
Thank you, Full Moon Magic. Full Moon in Taurus.
Yes, in Taurus.
Thank you, Keita J. Full Moon in Taurus.
I would definitely say we need to stay in the house. We need to be safe. We need to be conjuring. We need to be putting a golden light around us in protection.
For sure.
Venerating our ancestors.
And if you go out, and if you are out that night, make sure that you protect yourself. Protect yourself spiritually. Be easy with the drinking and the overconsumption of alcohol, guys. We have to understand that alcohol is a spirit medium. It will allow you to tap into realms outside of yourself. Alcohol allows you to speak your truth in many regards, you know?
Yes.
And so if you go out and you engage in this energy on Halloween, protect yourself spiritually. Put like Sha said, Put and camp a circle of protection around yourself and around your friends. You know, be mindful of your surroundings. Ritual is happening. Whether you guys want to take that and believe it or not, ritual is happening. Bodies are being snatched. You
Yes. You
know?
have a lot of people right now that want to be fucking heroes. You
Yeah.
have a lot of people
We
right now
can't be
that want
heroes right
to.
now. It's not the time.
No,
It's not the time.
it's really not. And absolutely, ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Ignorance of the law is no exactly. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. If you go into a courtroom and they know that you don't know the law, you think that they not gonna stop and be like, all right, baby, let me sit there here and tell you how this works. No, they're gonna try you anyway. And they're gonna proceed to do whatever they need to do because ignorance of the law is no excuse. They don't care. You know? And so I don't know.
I mean, I don't have anything else.
Yeah, me neither.
One thing I do want to say is that if you guys truly want to tap in for the full moon, we can offer overnight shipping for the initiation fee.
Yes.
All right. That is on patreon.com
Yes.
/ the woke ass pussy
Well, now
collective.
you guys can just go to the website and get it because it's easier than trying
Oh,
to
you
set
switched
it
it.
up. Yeah, Akila switched it because it's
Boom.
much easier for you guys to be able to buy it and it not be a hassle or seem like a hassle or just it not the energy not feel weird or tricky. We just put it on the website at www.hollandspices.com. But I believe you do have to go to the Patreon in order for you to find the link and to get the link. And I just want to
Got
take a
you.
moment real quick with this shroom tea.
Come on, sis.
This is not a drug. This tea is not meant to be a drug. It's not meant to get you high or to make you feel like you only live in once experience. Like that's not the purpose of this initiation tea. Is this the first the first tea out of Akila's and Shai's brainchild is the initiation tea brew. Okay. We understand that as you go up into shrooms, up in ounces, or up in how much you take, that the experience can happen. Okay. And there's some magical things that can happen. But I really need y'all to not be so concerned with getting to this orgasmic experience and allow the mushroom to adjust to your body. Allow the tea to open your mind, first of all, and to even clear your mind.
Facts.
How about let's start there? And then how about y'all not come into any of our inboxes talking to us about how you're disappointed? I'm disappointed that you came into the experience as if this was a Molly. You understand what I'm saying to you? If you are going to engage in this tea brew, give reverence to what this experience is and what this experience will offer. And allow the tea to do for you and to activate what needs to be activated. And when Akila and Shah feel it is ready to take you guys to the next stage, they will take you to the next stage. But the first tea brew, the initiation tea brew, if it is done correctly, it does exactly what we said that it's going to do. We didn't lie. We're not taking your money and promising you something that you're not getting. And if you are going to have this experience with more than one person, common sense should tell you that you probably gonna need more than one. And if not, consider asking instead of assuming and walking into the experience as if somebody robbed you. Go into this experience with reverence and with respect for these plant beings and get out of the experience exactly what is meant to happen, an initiation and
It is
adjustment.
literally ushering you all in with a protective barrier.
Period. We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing because we've done this shit before.
Now, and if you want a dealer, also, sidebar, if you want a dealer, you should probably find a dealer. We're not dealers in any way, shape, or form, and we're not going to point you to dealers because we don't know no dealers. Also, okay.
On God.
On God, and I'm done.
But if y'all give me 6 months, I can do it for you.
Really, shut up. But really,
Give me 6 months, I'm gonna be on.
really, no. But we thank you to everybody who has purchased the initiation tea brew. We look forward to your experiences. We thank you to the people who have shared their experiences thus far with us. And we're going to do some engaging conversations and experiences on the Patreon. That's why we want you guys to go and still sign up and join us over there, because a lot of the in-depth conversations and a lot of the messages that may come up as it relates to the initiation tea brew, we want to be able to delve into those conversations in a safe space that's not on social media.
That's not being watched, right?
Yeah. So, yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's all I have. The shrooms it's vital right now. It is 100% vital
For
right
sure.
now.
Especially for clearing the mind. Clearing your mind right now so that you're able to see. I thought I had a pack over here, but I don't.
It's all good. No worries.
So,
Yeah, it's gonna get y'all ready for the next level, but it's not drugs. So please, please.
and if that's what you were looking for, I apologize, but that ain't it. That's
Yeah,
not it.
time to grow up. Time to grow up.
Oh yeah. So we thank you
Anyways,
all for joining us tonight and for sticking with us and for having the hard conversations. This is another, I would say, segment from the Woke Ass Pussy Collective. Wouldn't you?
Ashay.
I would say.
That we are the woke ass
And
pussy
guys, we
collective.
are working
Waking
on
up
a
quickly.
podcast, Sha and myself. We're still getting it together and getting everything in order to do that. But we are working on our podcast, so that we can really begin to push what our voices out there more. Because what we have to offer and what we have to say is needed and it matters. And we have so many conversations within our circle that we never have with you guys, and then we see the things that we talk about play out. And so, in a lot of ways, I feel that we can give guidance and, in many ways, give warning before destruction has to ever hit you, or to just remove destruction altogether. But make no mistake that we all are and will experience a transformation. And we are all experiencing death in many, many ways, And we just want y'all to rock with us and stay with us. And we thank y'all for being with us tonight.
The holy death is here, baby.
For sure.
The holy death is here.
Welcome to Revelations, y'all. Welcome to Revelations.
Finally. Finally. All right, you guys. Is everyone good? Everyone's hearts and minds solid? Are we good? Clear that heart, baby. Clear it.
Clear the energy. We send protection and covering with each of you tonight. That you are safe. That this conversation stays with you. That it programs into your subconscious. And that you took something away that transforms and changes you forever.
Thank you all. Good night.
Peace.
Bye.